redirect plugin was introduced in Joomla 1.6, and it is such a great addition to Joomla. For any of you who happen to be redesigning your websites where you previously had something up, whether that was a Joomla site or whether it was some other type of website, you have a series of links for your website that are well established inside of search engines and in bookmarks on people's computers. Once you redesign your website, it's likely that many of those links will change as soon as you launch your site. They don't exactly match up with the old links that were on the previous website. So what do? Well, in the old days, there were some third-party extensions you could install in Joomla that would redirect traffic from those old URLs to the new URLs. And they worked just fine, but they were third-party extensions. Now inside of Joomla, there is a core extension called the redirect component that will allow URLs to redirect from an old location to a new location. They're also useful for any time you want to run, say, a marketing campaign with a specific URL for a web page, and that web page may or may not necessarily exist on the website. You'd like to redirect that URL that you put into your ad, which is maybe a short, pithy URL. You'd like to redirect it to a page with a much longer URL that no one's going to type in all of that information. The redirect component is also useful for that. So let's take a look at how exactly a redirect component would work. So I'm going to start here on the front end of the website. I'm going to go over to the About page, which is a page that exists. And I'm going to just edit my URL here. I'm going to change the word about to the word dog. And because I know that there's nothing on this website that talks about dogs. And I'm going to go ahead and hit enter. And sure enough, Joomla tells me that that page cannot be found, which is not shocking in the slightest because, well, it doesn't exist on this website. So what I'd like to do now is I'd like to make sure that this web page about the dog redirects to the About page. So in order to find out how that's happening, I'm going to switch to the back end of Joomla, and I'm going to take a look at Components, the Redirect component. And here in the Redirect component, you'll notice that this is tracking how many incorrect URLs have been entered into my website. This is done through a plugin. The plugin has to be enabled. We have a note here on the screen saying that the Redirect plugin is enabled. The plugin itself is not very exciting. There's nothing there you can configure, but it's inside of the plugin manager and you can turn it on or off according to your needs at that particular moment in time. What Joomla has done for me is it's logged the fact that I had a page that somebody requested that could not be found within the Joomla system. And now what I can do is I can edit this redirect here. I can just go ahead and click on it. And it'll tell me that the source URL was this dog page. And I can redirect this to any page on my website. So if I just copy that URL and paste it into the destination spot and change dog to about, and then I can make a little comment here just to track the status of what's happening, redirect the special dog page to about. Just in case I wonder why I might be doing this later, I could put a note in about the marketing campaign or anything else I want to do. And then over here on the right side, I'll set this to enabled. And if I say save and close, you'll see that the expired URL is here, the new URL is there, and it's currently published. So if I go right back to the front end of the website where I had the dog address here, and I hit refresh, I actually now get the About Us page because we've now mapped the fact that that dog page redirects itself right over to the About page. So that's a wonderful thing inside of Joomla. In this case, I've used it for redirecting a URL that doesn't exist to a page that does exist, which is exactly what you do if you had a whole bunch of URLs that were left over from your previous version of the website. Now, you can be proactive on this as well. This was rather reactive. It waited for the 404 error to occur on the front end, and then we were able to put in a redirect to what's happening. But you can also be proactive about it. I could just create a new redirect right here, let's say for a blank one. So if I had, say for the source URL was cat, localhost/index.php/cat, and I want to redirect that to, let's say, the About page, I could do that as well. And although I've never gone to the front end of my website and typed in cat in the first place, now I have a redirect in place in case I ever do. So now if I go back here and change About to cat, this will also redirect to the About Us page. And that happened before I had tracked that a 404 error had occurred. So Proactive or reactive, the redirect component is a wonderful addition to Joomla 1.6, 1.7, and 2.5. You're going to find it incredibly useful as you start working on your redesign projects for websites. It's a great way to make sure that visitors never get 404 errors as a result of having bookmarked pages that no longer exist, or URLs that change as a result of a site redesign. Helps you keep your traffic up in the search engines. It's a great new component all around.